to have you all with me today for this challenge. How many of you have been waiting for this for several weeks? I know some of you came to the free training, could have been a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Some of you came almost a month ago. We've been waiting for this. Are you guys excited? You're probably sitting there, trying to explain to your colleagues, maybe your spouse, what you saw and how excited you are to learn how to do this for your business. I know the suspense is probably killing you, but here we are. I was just taking a look at the chat here, seeing where everybody is logging in from today. Looks like we got Vegas, we got California. What's up, New York City? I'm out here in Hawaii, if you guys remember from when you came on the free training with me. So it's only noon for me. I know it's getting to be dinner time for some of you guys. Where else are we logging in from? Tennessee, Florida, love it, Los Angeles, Oklahoma, Maryland. Very cool. Oh, we got Maui, welcome Maui, Kansas City. Love it. New Mexico, we've got people here from all across the country. I'm very excited to be working with you guys. All right, before we get started, I want to just give everybody a general reminder. This is a live training. You are here as if you are sitting in a seminar. You know how we all used to go to in-person seminars. Treat this like you are at a live event, because you are, and that means I'd love to see all your cameras on. All right, I am looking out into the gallery. I look out throughout the entire class. I want to engage with everybody, and right now all I see is a bunch of names and some static photos. So this is a participatory class. So it looks like someone's saying the cameras are not working. All right, I'm going to get my team to fix that. If you guys could work on that and figure out why they cannot enable their cameras, that'd be amazing. They're working on that for us right now, and as soon as we get it fixed, oh, there we go. There you guys are. How's it going? All right, I'm gonna just take a look and see who we got. We got Susan. How are you, Susan? And Jessica. Hey, Angela. Hi, Pierre. Nancy, how are you? I've got Clive, Josiah, David, Renee, Denise. Good to see you all. Elizabeth, Dan. All right, Leslie, how's it going? All right, so I am looking out there. I'm going to be seeing you guys throughout this challenge. So just so you know, it's going to be so much better if we're treating this like being in a classroom, which means you'd be present. So if you can leave those cameras on, that would be amazing. All right, I'm excited to start teaching this content. I absolutely love this challenge. I love this system. It's something that I use in my own real estate business, and I wouldn't be teaching this if I wasn't very passionate about it. So let's get going. Give me just 1 second. I want to share my screen. All right. Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can see my screen. Day 1, Magnetize Your Market 5-day challenge. Can you guys see my slides? All right. Perfect. Looks like we're good to go. Thank you so much for that. All right. So you've probably heard of Barbara Corcoran, right? She said, if you want to be noticed, you have to stand out. You have to do something that makes yourself different from everybody else. I absolutely love following Barbara Corcoran. She is such an amazing, not only entrepreneur, but she's a real estate entrepreneur. So she's somebody who's paved the way, and we can definitely learn a thing or two from her. She has made over $100 million in business and real estate by standing out from all of the other competition out there. And I say in today's era, with all the technology that we have access to, there's more competition than there has ever been, but there's also more opportunities to create wealth as an agent than there's ever been before. The tools that we have access to, the way that we can connect with our audience, man, if we could have done things like this even just 10 years ago, our businesses would be completely different. But we can embrace what we have access to now and make sure that we are on the cutting edge to connect with our clients, to educate them, and to be in a position to be the leaders in our markets. The best way that I have found to stand out and dominate your service area is by mastering the webinar funnel. And that is what we're here to do this week. We're here to learn all about webinar funnels, how to build it, how to keep it going, how to use it to find more business. By the end of this 5-day challenge, so by Friday, you will have a webinar funnel that is fully built to acquire more clients like clockwork. This is going to be something that you can weave into your current business plan, and you can use it to turn on and turn off deal flow when you need it. And if you're anything like me, which you probably are, because you're sitting in the exact same class that I sat in 2 years ago, before implementing this system, you might already have a few concerns. You know, you came to the free training, it sounds great, you're excited, but there might be some things in the back of your mind. You might be wondering, how do I know that this will work for me? Right? I was wondering that myself. I was like, this sounds really cool. I like it. I want to learn how to do it. But man, how do I know it's going to actually work for me, my business, in my market? Well, here's something that kept me on the fence, a few things actually, and stressed me out before I even created my first funnel. So I went through the whole thing of, okay, what if this happens, what if this happens, what if it doesn't work, right? That's normal. You're probably in that stage right now. You might be thinking, not sure I'm going to be a great presenter. I've never done this before. I'm not sure if I can get on camera and present something for 60 to 90 minutes, right? What if I'm not good at it? You might be thinking, presenting is fine, but technology is where I have a problem. You know, I can turn on my computer and that's about it. I'm really worried that I won't be able to do the things needed to make all the technology pieces of this thing work. You might be worried that people won't show up, that you'll get this all done, you'll learn how to do the technology, you'll get your presentation done, but then you give it to no one. Nobody shows up to your Zoom presentation. Some of you have already mentioned to me that you think 90 minutes is way too long for a presentation. I've already had people say, hey, can we do 30 minutes? Does it have to be 90? That seems excessive. Please revisit that question on Wednesday. Wednesday, we're going to be talking all about the presentation. And I promise you, by Wednesday, you're going to see why I believe that 90 minutes isn't even enough time to get done what we want to get done. Some of you might be afraid that you'll host the webinar, people will show up, they'll sit through your presentation, but nobody will become an actual client, right? That's a valid fear. You might be worried that this is going to be super time consuming. I mean, I'm already asking you to spend 10 hours this week with me and my team. And so you might be worried that this is going to take up way too much of your time. Maybe you're just overwhelmed with all the new information. This is going to be totally different than anything that you've done before. I promise that. You guys feeling any of these things, at least one of them? I know a lot of you are excited, and I love that because we need excitement to push ourselves forward. Good. Well, I'm glad Leo's not feeling any of this. That's amazing. I know I was before I got started. I was a little nervous. I just want to let you know that it's okay. We're going to address all of these things this week. Awesome. A little bit, but motivated. I love it, Mindy. Chris is feeling some of this. Amy's worried about the timing. I get it. Cool. If you are feeling any of these things, it's actually a really good sign, and here's why. Because you're already thinking long term. You're already getting in front of your concerns and trying to process through how to overcome them. You want to make the best use of your time, and that's very valid. We all need more time, and we just can't get it. So we don't want to take on things that could steal that time away from us. You're concerned because you want to be successful. You want to actually grow. You don't want to take on another thing that doesn't work, right? You're already thinking about your first webinar, which is really good news. So it's a good sign if you're having some of those concerns because you're already thinking about getting ahead of your concerns. It means you want to be real. You care about providing value, and that is a really good thing. Because home buyers and sellers, the people that we are trying to connect with, all want the same thing too. So if you can just realize that you are in the same boat as them, this is going to be so much easier. Your potential new clients, they want to work with someone who is helpful. They want to work with someone that is authentic, right? They want to make sure that what they're investing their time into is actually going to be fruitful for them in the future. Most real estate and mortgage marketing is not focused on being helpful. It's focused on selling. Me, look what I've done. New listing, just sold, closed another loan, right? Which is cool, it's good to share our successes from time to time. But if that's the majority of your marketing plan, we can do better. I'm actually going to assign this to you guys. I'm going to give you a little homework assignment. We're going to have homework every day. But just jot this down because I am going to have you do this for homework. I'm going to ask you guys to go visit your Instagram and your Facebook. And I want you to scroll through and look for people in our industry. So other real estate agents, other lenders. I want you to look and see what they post for their advertising. What are the majority of people doing to put a message out there? I'm not saying it's a good message, I'm just saying what types of messages are they putting out there? Is it sales focused? Is it them focused? What is it? So just jot that down. That's going to be homework for tomorrow. You're going to do a little reconnaissance exercise to see what other people are doing that they think is helping them get more business. Now in reality, working the program the way I'm going to teach you this week, you will be able to get more clients and they will be of higher quality just because you are being helpful, right? The key here is providing value and doing something that people are giving people something that they truly need. Your attendees will see you as a figure of authority. They're going to see you as their trusted advisor. And nobody else is taking the time to properly educate clients on the buying, selling, or investing in real estate process. And I know this is true because I always ask people when I sit down with them after I get them on my webinar and we're doing a consultation, I'll say, hey, has anybody actually sat down with you to show you what it takes to buy or sell a home in today's market? And they all say, no. I have no idea where to begin. I have no idea where to start. Right? So we know that people are not out there trying to be educators. They're out there doing self-promotion. And I love that. Somebody in the chat said, serving versus selling. 100%, that is so true. We want to be in the mindset of providing value, of serving. It's not about us, it's all about them. So during this 5-day challenge, you're going to get everything that you need to crush the webinar funnel and to grow your business. That's why you're here. That's what we're going to deliver. And I want to be very clear with you. The webinar secrets that I'm going to share with you during this challenge, okay, we're going to show you exactly how to do it. Can work for any real estate or mortgage professional. I'm guessing all of us on this call today are in the real estate industry in one way or another, right? Some of us are real estate agents, some of us are lenders. Is that true? Give me a yes, give me a thumbs up in the chat. Awesome. And you are all in the right place. Perfect. Got both agents and loan officers. I love it. Alright, so it doesn't matter if you're new. It doesn't matter if you've been in this business for 10 years. If you're successful. If you're struggling. It doesn't matter if you work in a big market, if you work in a rural community. It doesn't matter if you want to focus on helping buyers, focus on helping sellers or investors. It does not matter if you want to focus on renters and converting them into homeowners. Maybe you want to work with luxury buyers. Some of you love first-time home buyers, right? It does not matter. These strategies can work for all of it. Now I want to be very clear. I'm going to be very transparent with you all week long. This is not a promise that you're going to become rich, fabulous, fabulously rich, or get any other result. Because everyone's different. Scaling our businesses, like everything else that we do in life, involves taking some sort of risk. And we know that we can give you a blueprint, we can take a class, we can get all of the information, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what you are willing to do with that information. How do you show up? How often do you show up? Are you consistent? Do you follow the plan? So this is not a promise of anything other than giving you a blueprint to follow that you can take into your business and use to change the way you bring in new clients. So I just want to point this out. You're going to see some disclaimers at the bottoms of some of the slides, right? So we're letting you know that the results may vary. I cannot promise that you will get the same results as me because I don't know that you did the same work that I did to get there or that you stayed committed the entire time. All I can do is show you the same process that I followed. Yes, you can absolutely take screenshots of the slides, okay? Take notes, take photos, take screenshots. I encourage it. We want to make sure you have all the information that you need. So when we put those disclaimers up, it is to remind you that you do have to participate. You have to do something. You have to follow the plan, okay? We're going to give you the plan, but you have to follow it. So now I want you to get really excited for your business. This totally changed the way my business looks, and that's why I love teaching this material, because I'm going to give you the exact presentation and all of the same scripts that I use to get my business and to close new transactions. I'm going to give you absolutely everything the same way that I do it, and that way you can follow along as well. You're going to get the exact tech snapshot that we use in these funnels, and we're giving it to you in one click. We've pre-loaded everything. You do not have to recreate anything. You don't have to figure out how to be a funnel page builder, a website programmer. You don't have to learn how to create landing pages. It's already done. You just need to plug in your information and off you go. We're going to show you how to easily and predictably get new attendees for your funnel or for your presentations. And we're going to show you how you can book 20% of your webinar attendees into actual appointments. That's kind of the gold standard number, by the way. We are shooting for 20%. So however many people that attend your webinar, we want 20% of them to be booking on your calendar. You can at least hit that number. You are doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. We're also going to show you how to turn appointments into contracts, right? How do we do that quickly? How do we make sure we don't miss anything? How we are getting those conversion numbers high? So I'm going to give you some techniques that I've learned over the past couple of years to make sure you can have the same success rate as well. And after the challenge is over, so after Friday, you'll really only need about 90 minutes per week to keep this whole system moving forward. Okay, so if you do all your homework this week, you dig in, this week is going to be hard, it's going to be a lot of work. But once you get through this week, 90 minutes a week to maintain. Every day you'll be able to ask questions directly, right? So at the end, I'm always going to open it up to Q&A. So please feel free to ask any questions that you have so we can help you move forward the best way possible. So here's what I'm going to ask from you this week. During our 5 days together, I'm asking that you show up open-minded. I'm guessing you've never done this before, because if you have, you'd probably already be crushing the webinar funnels and you wouldn't need any help with it. So I'm asking that you stay open-minded. A lot of this is going to be new. It might be a little challenging, and we're going to help you through it. Be open to change. We might ask you to change the way that you're doing some things. You might try something new. Just be open to it this week. This is how we really make breakthroughs in our businesses, when we're open to trying something different. And I ask you guys to be engaged, be attentive. So far, so good. You guys are being awesome in the chat. I like participation. This is meant for you to learn. So I'm going to ask lots of questions. I hope that you will answer them and be engaging in the chat. And I'm asking you to take action. So every day we are going to have homework. We are going to put all of the homework in school. So hopefully everybody has gotten into the school community. If you have not gotten into the school community yet, I know that Javier was putting a link to school in the chat box. I'm going to ask him if he could just put it in there again. So if you are not in the school community yet, please click that link right now and go ahead and get yourself set up on that immediately, because this is where all of the challenge resources live. This is where the homework assignments are. This is where you get help after class. So any help that you need completing homework, you're going to post it in the school community. So it's very, very important that everybody has their account in school so they can get the help and the homework that they need, okay? So it looks like a lot of you did join the community, which is great. Those of you that have not, please click that link and get that done right now. Now, you guys are here to grow your business, so please take action. What I've found is that if you can stay on top of the homework every single day, you'll have no problem making it through to Friday, okay? But those of you that start letting homework pile up and you wait to the very, very end to set up the entire system, those are the people that have a hard time actually launching. All right, so take action. Make sure you're doing your homework every day when it's assigned. And I'm asking you guys to please treat this class. Take really, really good notes. Treat this class like you paid me $30,000 for this information. The reason I say that is because what I'm teaching you this week is very powerful. And people pay way more money than what you've paid to learn how to do this. Even the fact that we've preloaded everything for you is massive. So please treat this like you've paid $30,000 for this information and pay full attention. All right, can we all do that? I highly recommend that you put yourself in an office that you can shut the door so you're not disturbed. Put a do not disturb sign on the door. Turn your phone on mute, turn it upside down. Whatever you have to do to not be distracted, please do that. Because I do know that if you get behind, it can be a little bit difficult to catch up because we do move pretty quickly. Okay, here's my commitment to you. I'm going to show you how you can get more clients, how you can find more referrals, and how you can close more deals in record time by just shifting one thing in your business. I'm going to show you how webinars can transform your business even if you've never spoken on camera before, even if you're brand new in the business, and if you are not tech savvy. And I will be here along with my team every step of the way. So now I'd like you to ask yourself, and I'd like to kind of do this as a group exercise, like let's use the chat, let's actually think about this. What if you could double your business in the next 12 months? So whatever you did last year, what would it look like for you in your life, your business, your family? What would it look like if you could just simply double your business over the next 12 months? I love it. Some of you wanted 10x. I love it. But let's just be very conservative. We're just going to double. It would be great. What would that be like for you? What would change in your life if you could double your business? Let me know in the chat. Extra vacation or two. I love that. You can hand the rate shoppers to someone else. I feel you. Let's see here. Referrals would be great. You have stability. I hear that. Stability. A bunch of you would be looking at that. You could become an investor. That'd be great because that brings you other income streams besides just, your real estate and loan business. You would love to double your business and not go crazy. Yes, you can have some more time off. You can help your family, help your church more. You could invest. That's great. You could take a trip to India. That'd be pretty cool. Buy more real estate. Stand out. You could add to your retirement savings. That's super important. You could gain more independence from the other things that you're doing. Huge. You'd have more ad spend money. That's really, you've got to think about that. Absolutely. You could come to Hawaii. I love it. You'd be debt free. Plan for retirement. Buy a beach condo. Love it. Be a snowbird. Get off the roller coaster. Absolutely. Your whole life would change. Right? So when you think about doubling your business, even if you did one transaction a month, right? Doubling is just 2 transactions a month, but it sounds like it could change everything for you. You pay college bills for your 2 kids, pay off student loans, help out the family, breathe easier, 100%. Build a team to expand your business. I can tell you how to do that. Pay off your mom's home. Do me a favor. Take the one thing for you that would change if you doubled your business and write it down in your notes. Put that down. Just look at the top of your page. Because this is why we're here this week, right? I want to make sure we all understand why we're doing something totally different, challenging. It's going to be frustrating at times, but there's a reason we're all here doing this. I love it. You can fund some real estate flips. Very cool. Retire your parents. Very, very cool. All right. So that's what it would look like if we could double in 12 months. And I think that's very possible using the system. So with increasing business, typically comes in an increase in commitment that you have to put in your business, right? Normally the busier you get, the more you work. But what if you actually had more time and more freedom? So you doubled the business, but it's not taking the time away from you. I'm going to show you how that's possible this week. So what would that look like? If you doubled your business and now you have more time and freedom to be with your family, what types of things would you be doing? What would that look like in your life? Let me know in the chat. More personal wellness. You go to the gym more, take care of your health. So important, you guys. We have to take care of our bodies. Travel more, create more memories, 100%. Rest, yes, please don't forget rest. Set your son up for life, very good. Be able to take your kids out more family vacations, spending time with aging parents. Clean out your garage, you gotta do it. You can take more vacations, get a new truck, spend more time with your husband. Create a legacy for the family. Very good. Start a new business. All right, cool. Or travel, lots of vacations. Love it. Feel like you can breathe. Create another company. You guys have big ideas. I like it a lot. I really do. So jot that down too. Jot down what you're doing with the more time and the more freedom. Put a second story on the house. Very cool. What kind of impact would this have on your quality of life? So we've doubled our business, we have the extra time, we're spending it with our families, we're making memories. What impact, what does that do to your quality of life? How does it make you feel? Stress-free. Hear that a lot. Pressure lifted. It's powerful. You feel empowered. Adventurous. You volunteer more. You can pay it forward. The overwhelm is gone. You have mental freedom. Peace. You go to sleep without worry. Business worth owning. Your life is worth living. Healthier version of yourself. You feel lighter. Yeah. Peace of mind. Guys, this is so true. This is what it's all about. Write that down as well. This is an exercise I like to do at the beginning of the challenge because it's easy to just come to a class and say, I'm going to learn all this stuff and my business is going to change. But I think it's really important to take a second and just reflect on why we want to do this. Right? Why are we doing it? What changes in our life if we do it? And when it gets tough this week, because it probably will 1 or 2 times, you might get a little overwhelmed with the new information. I want you to look back at day 1, page 1 notes. And just look at the things that you said about why you want to do something different, why you want to try something new, something that has the potential to totally change your business. Okay? So remember this little brainstorming session that we did. If you get into a position this week that feels a little tough, maybe frustrating, we're doing this for a reason. Stick it through to the end. Our entire team will be here to help you do it. All right, drop me a 1 million in the chat if you're starting to see how the webinar funnel can work for you. Yes, I love it, guys. 1 million is like, that's going to be our communication strategy. When you're feeling really good about something, when it's clicking, when you're like, I've had this aha moment, drop me that 1 million in the chat. That's how I know you're getting it, it's working for you. That's what keeps me super excited and motivated to keep moving forward. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. All right. So Rachel attended this training as well, just like me, just like you, and she said that she rates the training 100 out of 10. So the trainers are fantastic. They were very patient with me. The webinar was great. We had such good results. People were commenting in the chat box. They were saying thank you, how great it was, and I would rate it a huge success. And Lewis, he's over in Texas, Lewis said, thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad I accidentally found you on a Facebook ad. Okay, quick question. How many of you accidentally found this training on a Facebook ad? Maybe it was an Instagram ad. How many of you? That's what I thought. Probably the majority of you. And how powerful is that, by the way, that you're sitting in this class learning this entire system from a stranger that you didn't know before finding the ad, right? It's just something to remember. This is how your attendees are going to find you. This is exactly how they are going to end up in your sales funnel, ready to work with you. They're going to show up to your webinar. You're going to teach them information that they are looking for. They are going to feel ready to move forward with you when they're ready to buy or sell a house, all right? So this whole system works. We are all proof of that because I unfortunately, on an Instagram ad at 3 in the morning while I was jet lagged on the East Coast. And I'm so glad that I did. Okay, so Lewis said, this definitely exceeded my expectations as to what I thought it would be, what it could possibly be. Our first webinar had 130 signups, 70 attendees that booked, and they had almost 30 appointments. The training was flawless. Alright, we are recording this challenge for our VIP members. VIPs, where are you at? Let me know in the chat. Alright. Awesome. Welcome, VIPs. Okay, so at the end of class, you'll be able to access the recording when you go to the school community. You need to go to classroom and VIP experience. If you did not purchase VIP, but you want to upgrade, you can do it. You can also go into the VIP area of school and you can upgrade yourself. Here we are, day 1. We are learning about the fundamentals of webinar funnels today. We're going to walk you through our return on investment calculator, the ROI calculator. And I'm going to make sure everybody leaves class today with a webinar topic they're very excited to build out. So everybody's going to have the exact topic that they're going to do their webinars on before class is over today. We are also going to be giving away some prizes this week. I love doing this. We are giving away $250 advertising credits for the Meta platform to 3 different people. We're going to start the giveaways tomorrow, Tuesday, and let's talk about how to enter. Alright, so you have to show up every day. So must be present to win. So make sure you're here. That automatically counts towards getting entry for one of these ad credits. You have to do your homework every day, okay? So we want to reward people that are staying with the program. So how do we know that you completed your homework? Well, after you finish the homework, we ask you to go to the school community, make a post, and let us know that you finished your homework. Okay, that simple. I'm also looking for people to be engaging in the chat. This is a very class participation type of course, so I'm looking for engagement. But let's talk about engagement really quick. I'm looking for positive engagement in the chat. I'm looking for people that are helpful, that are encouraging, that are motivating, that can help their other students, their other classmates succeed, okay? What I'm not looking for in the chat is complaining, negativity, or like spamming the chat, you know, if you're frustrated. You know, I understand during the week we're going to be doing different things that people will have different levels of familiarity with, okay? You might feel a little bit frustrated, but please know the chat is not the place to express frustration. The chat box is not the place to get long, drawn-out, one-on-one help and questions. The chat box is for quick questions that we can answer in 1 or 2 sentences. It is for encouragement, and it is for kind of in-the-moment things that we can address during class. If you need to complain, which hopefully you don't, because we try to be very available to you, but if you get stressed out, if you get confused, if you need extra help, please go to school and make a post. That is the perfect place for you to get one-on-one help. That is where you can express your frustration. But let's keep the chat during class positive. All right, can we all commit to that? Love it. Good. I'm glad some of you like my chat rules, because we're all here to learn, right? And I get it. People sometimes do need to vent. We have a place for that. We are not telling you not to tell us if you have a problem. Just please do that in the school community so we can spend more time with you. All right. Love it. So we're going to announce a new winner for these ad credits every day, starting tomorrow on day 2. VIP members, we have something special for you as well. On Friday, we're going to be giving away the Ultimate Webinar Toolbox. So this is going to consist of a professional podcasting microphone, an HD webcam, a ring light, a a $250 Meta advertising credits, and 6 months of your webinar CRM covered, paid for you. This is a $900 value. We'll be announcing this prize on Friday. All the same rules apply. Be nice in the chat, show up, do your homework. All right, say hi to our team. We have some of them on the chat here right now. Some of them you'll meet later in the week. Some of them you'll meet on school. But we could not do this amazing program without our team. Every single person that you see on this screen plays a role in making sure these webinars are successful, to make sure that we teach you everything you need to know, and to make sure our agents are successful. I just wanted to show you how many people actually goes into creating this amazing program. All right, thank you, team. Can't wait to meet some more of you later in the week. All right, so you can finally say goodbye to all the strategies that I'm sure you've been taught over and over and over again, once and for all, okay? We can say goodbye to running random Facebook homes list ads. Don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do Google pay-per-click advertising anymore. We don't have to post random stuff on social media, right? Just like TikTok dances and all the silly things that we do to try to get attention, hoping people want to do business with us. Don't have to do that anymore. Don't have to wait for company leads. No more cold calling and spending thousands of hours calling leads and chasing them down. No more calling the phone book. Yeah, no more stressing about if you forgot to post something today. Exactly. No more harassing anyone and everyone that knows you, letting them know you love referrals, right? Don't need to do that anymore. We definitely don't need to do the upside down name tag in aisle 5 of the grocery store, trying to hope somebody will get in a real estate conversation with you. Never again. We are doing something totally different now. The webinar funnel is the only system that I believe you need for reliable client acquisitions in your real estate and mortgage business. This is all I do now. People call me trying to solicit lead generation sources and, oh, can you advertise here? I just say, no, I'm good. I have something that works, and all of my extra funds go into that. I do my advertising one way and one way only, because it works. So after this challenge, I want to see notes like this from you too. This is Brandy. She said, so far out of all the leads who said they wanted to work with me, here are my current results based on who has so far signed my buyer representation agreement, who's been pre-approved by my team as well. So Brandy spent about $300 for her first webinar. That's how much she spent to promote that webinar. And from that one event that she hosted, she found one listing. She got 6 signed buyer representation agreements and pre-approved them all for a total of $2.5 million. She found 5 renters. They are not pre-approved yet, but I like to call them pre-buyers, right? Because usually our renters are maybe working on credit or saving up down payment, but they raised their hand and said, hey, I want to be a homeowner. Can you help me get there? She found 3 other referrals and booked 4 appointments. And that's just from one webinar. So I like to share actual results that other people are getting, just so you can see this works for many, many agents in very different markets. My name is Stacy Wolf. I have been a licensed realtor since 2007, so pre-crash. I know some of you have been doing this pre-big crash as well. It seems so long ago now, right? But some of you have been there like me, and I know that if we can work that market, we can do anything. And now we have a really amazing system to help us with any challenge that we would come up with. All right. So I've easily spent over $100,000 on coaches, training, advertising, The reason I'm telling you that is because I don't want you to do that. I just was trying everything and anything to get ahead. I'm a good student. I'm like, I will pay for all the classes. But I was just super disappointed. I kept doing the things I was told to do and it just wasn't working. Alright, so I don't want you to do that too. I've been able to expand into the Hawaii market, so now I work on all the Hawaiian islands. I expanded here because honestly I wanted to live here, and I was like, let's do it. I didn't know anybody though. When I moved here, I knew no one. And I found the Zoom webinar system, which doubly proved to me that you don't need to be in a market where you know people to be successful. Okay, I was able to do this knowing no one, using the system, and using the system gave me consistent deal flow. I don't worry about where business is coming from anymore. And you're going to hear me talk about time freedom all week long. I'm not talking about trying to be the #1 agent in my market. I'm not. I don't want to be. I value experiences, travel, time with my family. So what I am trying to do in my business is have consistency and make the kind of money that I need to make to sustain the life that I want to have. That's what I'm doing. So I'm in that place now where I do enough business year to year. I'm like, this is good. I'm happy with the money I'm making. I'm not trying to kill myself selling homes. And so I leave it at that. I could easily turn up the dial, right, and do more, but I don't want to. I want to have like kind of a peaceful life. And I will be honest with you, I do make 6 figures selling real estate every year since I started the system. So that is possible for you too. Okay? I have consistent deal flow using the system, and I did start a real estate team because I don't want to do it all by myself. So these are the kinds of things I can show you how to do throughout this process. A few housekeeping rules. I recommend that you guys turn your phones off or put them on silent, do not disturb. Just don't be distracted by it. We're gonna have so much content, I don't want you to miss anything. Take lots of notes. You're welcome to take screenshots, take pictures of the slides. You are welcome to whatever you need to do to get the information. Please engage me in the chat. You guys have been great so far. I actually, you'll see my head kind of looking to the side. I have 2 screens, and so I keep the chat up, and I try to glance at it from time to time while I'm teaching. But I do like engaging with you guys, so thank you for being there and talking to me and being positive so far. This has been great. And we will do question and answers at the end of the day. If you upgraded to VIP, recordings will be uploaded in the classroom section at the end of the day. So VIPs will try to get these videos to you as soon as possible. And as we already tried earlier, when you feel a $1 million moment, something that is just hitting you, you're like, that's the light bulb moment for me. Drop me a 1 million in the chat so I know that we are all on the same page. Love it. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so now the big question. How much do you already know about sales funnels? Some of you might know a little bit. Some of you maybe don't know anything. Some of you maybe know a bit about it, but you just don't know how to create them. All right, so it looks like we're kind of all over the board. We have some people that know nothing, and we have some people that know a fair amount. So this will be good for everyone. It might be a refresher for some of you. We'll make sure we're all starting from the same place. So let's take a look. What is a webinar funnel? A webinar funnel is a sales funnel in which a webinar acts as a lead magnet. And what is a lead magnet? A lead magnet is something of value that is typically offered for free or a very, very, very low price to get someone to engage with you and your content as a way to convert them, hopefully, into somebody that does business with you. So we are using a webinar as a lead magnet. We're not charging anything for it. We're providing something of value to people that we have identified that would like that information. And we're basically giving something away for free in a goodwill gesture, knowing that if we can get them to come to that free event and they actually spend time with us, they will learn something valuable. We're not going to, bait and switch them. We're actually going to give them a really amazing class. We're going to give them something of value that in turn makes them want to work with you in the future. All right, so the funnel is the way, the system that draws the people to you. And there's different stages of the funnel. I know some of you in the chat have said, you've been caught up in many different people's funnels. That can sometimes be a good thing, and sometimes it can be annoying, right? I know I'm in a few sales funnels, and I'm like, man, I don't even remember when I signed up for this thing, but they just don't quit. We don't want to be like that. We want our funnel to be something that feels good to the attendees. It's something that they wanted. It's something valuable that we are able to deliver on. So basically, the funnel is a system that we use to bring a prospective client all the way through a series of events that turns them into a closed piece of business by the end of the funnel. It starts with driving traffic to your webinar landing page. Don't worry, you might be thinking, wait a second, I don't have a webinar landing page yet. I know, we're gonna create that together. Don't worry, but that's where it starts. So we need to get our leads off of the Facebook and Instagram platform. That's where we're gonna find them. We find them on Facebook and Instagram. We actually need to move them from that platform onto our own landing page. This is where we collect information from the visitors so they can actually become our leads. Instead of having to call all these leads one at a time, right, one cold call at a time, the webinar actually allows you to sell to many people all at once. So you deliver the same message one time to 50 people maybe. You might have 50 people in the room. At the end of the live webinar, you'll be able to pitch your offer, okay? The offer, spoiler alert, is a free consultation with you and maybe your team, depending on if it's just you, maybe it's you and a partner, you and a lender, you and a real estate agent. But you'll be able to show them how they can easily book a call with you. Okay, we make this very simple. So here's another way to visualize the process. I really like this graphic. So this is what the webinar funnel system actually looks like if we were to put it into a visual representation. At the very top of our funnel, we're gonna dump in cash, right? Why do we dump in cash? Any ideas? Anybody know why it's gotta start with money? To pay for your ads. Exactly, you gotta buy traffic. 100% good, we're all on the same page. So we start with an advertising budget, right? So I always recommend, think about what you can commit to every month, right? What is your monthly budget that you can commit to for ads? You need to put that advertising money into a Facebook ads campaign because that is going to drive traffic. That's going to show your ad to the right people, hopefully at the right time, so they are able to click on the ad. Now, when you do that, Facebook will start showing the ad to people, and the ones that are compelled by the message are going to click on the ad, okay? It's very important to understand, not everybody that sees your ad is going to click on it. That's okay. We actually don't want everyone that sees the ad to click on it. We only want the people that are serious about the message that you have to click on it, right? So there's no point in having people in your Zoom room if they have no interest to buy or sell a home. So we want them to have some sort of desire to do what it is that you want them to do, and they will click on the ad if they are looking to do what it is you're offering. So not everybody will click, but the right ones will. That's a good thing. Okay, the ones that click are going to be taken to a landing page. This is our high converting landing page. It takes them off of the Facebook and Instagram platform and puts them onto your funnel homepage. This is step number 1 in your real estate funnel. So those of them that click on the ad are going to go to your landing page. And there's only one thing that we need them to do on that landing page. We're not going to get fancy. We don't want all kinds of links. We don't want videos and bells and whistles. We just want them to do one thing. Can you guys take a guess? What is that one thing that we want them to do on the landing page? Sign up. Exactly, Wendy. We want them to register for your event. So we're going to make it very easy for them to see, oh yeah, this was the home buyers workshop. That's what I want to go to. Looks like I just have to fill out my information and they'll send me the link. Okay, as soon as they do that, they are now in your funnel. They are now officially your lead. They are in your funnel. Now I want to remind you of something. Not everybody that clicks on the link and ends up on your landing page will fill out the form. They won't all do it. That's okay, because we only want the ones that are serious to move forward in the next step, okay? So not everyone will do it, but the right ones will. All right, once they register and they're in your funnel, now we're going to be able to send them some automated reminders to make sure that they sign up or that they attend the live event, okay? Then we actually have to show up and host the event. Now remember, not everybody that registers for the live event actually shows up. They don't all do it. That's also okay. They weren't serious enough, right? But the right ones who still feel like, I really want this information, they will show up. Okay, so now you have all the ones that are serious sitting on your live event. They sit through your 90-minute presentation, and then you give them the opportunity to book a call with you, right? You drop the link in the chat. They can book on your calendar. Now, can you guess what? Not everybody that attends the live event is going to book a call on your calendar. And that's okay, right? Why do we think that's okay? That not everybody that attends the webinar actually books a call. Why is that okay? We only want the serious ones. Exactly. We only want the people that want to be there. We only want the 20%. Good, you guys are listening. You guys are on point. I love this. They're not ready yet. Exactly. Okay, so we got our 20% that booked. Maybe you got 30%. You're going to actually have those calls with everybody, and we're going to get a small percentage of them to the closing table. Okay, not everybody that books a call with you will actually turn into a closed transaction. It's just how it goes. People can be serious, they can want it, but maybe their finances aren't in order. Maybe they don't make enough money. Maybe they have bad credit, right? So these are things a lot of time that are beyond our control, but you will find the 1 or 2 people that will actually close the transaction. If you started with 50 attendees and you closed 2 transactions, you didn't have to call and chase down all 50. All you had to do was have maybe 5 appointments. You did your live event, you had 5 appointments, and you found the 1 to 2 that are ready to close a transaction. Isn't that a better way of doing business? It's a self-sorting process. We are getting rid of the tire kickers, right? We're getting rid of the time wasters. They are taking themselves out. And the only ones that are left are the ones that actually want to talk to you. And these are the best calls you'll ever have. They're actually really happy to be on the call. They show up, they have all their paperwork ready, they're ready to talk business, they've taken all their notes, they have really good questions ready for you. You don't even have to sell yourself because you already did that on your training call. So I love this system. I spend a lot of time on this one slide because this really represents kind of that filter. I look at this not only as a funnel, but I look at this as a filter. We're filtering out the ones that are going to be time wasters anyway. And I don't get sad. I actually get a little relieved when I'm like, oh good, I got 8 appointments, not 30, because I know that all 30 aren't going to be ready. So yeah, what you focus on expands. That's amazing. Good, I'm glad I got some 1 millions in the chat for this. This was kind of an aha moment for me when I was going through the same class that you guys are going through now. I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. Only the ones that actually want to talk to me. Why would they put themselves on my calendar if they don't want to talk to me? So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a filter funnel. I love it. All right, moving on. They walk themselves through the funnel, just like how you guys did. You basically walked yourself through my sales funnel. You're all sitting in this class today because you decided to be here, right? You filled out, you found me on Facebook or Instagram, you went to my landing page, you filled out the registration form, you received some reminders, you chose to come to the free class, you came to the free class, you liked the offer that I gave. I said, hey, I'll teach you how to do this. You said, great, I want it, let's do it. Now here you are. If it worked for you, you know that it will work for them. And once this engine is built, all you need to do is fuel it with gas. And our gas is our Facebook advertising dollars, right? So the more gas we put in the engine, the more business we can have. You can do this many ways. You can choose to host multiple webinars in a month, or you can do less webinars but have a bigger ad budget, right? So you don't necessarily have to spend more time. You can just have a bigger budget and talk to more people at one time. So this is why this system is so amazing, and it can scale as you grow. You decide, all right, you know, instead of doing a $500 advertising budget, I'm going to do $750, and I'm just going to have a bigger class. I don't want to do an extra day of teaching. I'd rather solely do 1 day of teaching, but I'll do a bigger class. We're going to talk about all of our recommended numbers and budgets, Angela, but I can tell you the average that we see and that we recommend is about $500 per webinar. That's the recommendation. You get really good results with that. I wouldn't recommend going under $300. You just won't have enough traction to actually get the numbers to work out. This is so scalable. Like I said, all you have to do is increase your advertising budget. You don't even have to do extra webinars. You can just increase your budget to get more business. So let's do an overview of the funnel. So we start with paid ads. So we've kind of talked about that already. We use Facebook and Instagram. We want them to find your ad compelling. If they do, they will click on the ad, and that will take them to your landing page. High converting landing page that will get them to register for the webinar funnel. From there, they are now in your funnel. And once they're in your funnel, you can send them automated reminders that will increase attendance. The reminders are so important. I know a lot of you said that the reminders you got from me and my team were really helpful for you. So we're going to show you how to activate those. We have them all built out for you already in the webinar CRM. So we will be able to ensure that you have the same sorts of reminders going out to your leads. After all the reminders are sent, then you actually have to show up and host the webinar, right? So you show up live, you host your webinar. We recommend Zoom as a good platform to do that, and they can show up and learn for about 60 to 90 minutes from you. At the end of your presentation, you will be able to drop a calendar booking link in the chat box, and that's their opportunity to schedule an appointment with you. So if you guys remember, when you came to my free training, the one that got you to sign up for this class, it was at the end, and we put a booking link in the chat. Do you remember that? I said, hey, we're offering a free challenge. It's 5 days. There's a sign up link in the chat. Go ahead and click on that right now, right? And then you guys decided, hey, I want to go to that. You booked yourself in, and then you got put back in the series of reminders, right? And we kept posting the link, exactly. So that's how it works. That's what you're going to do. So you're going to say, hey, now that you've spent this time with me, you've learned everything that we have to teach you, we'd love the opportunity to get one-on-one with you so you can ask more detailed questions and we can look at your situation one-on-one and figure out how to get you ready for the next step. Click the link in the chat. It's going to pull up my calendar, find an available time, book yourself a call, and I'll call you at that time and we can spend 20 minutes together. I can learn more about you. So that's how we do it. Everything except the advertising happens inside of the webinar CRM. We even have a calendar booking tool that will connect to your calendar, like whatever calendar you use, whether it's like a Gmail or an iCalendar. It'll connect to your calendar and it'll pull up that scheduling software. So that's all happening on automation. So that's the beautiful part about this too, is you don't have to figure out, okay, when do I send out the automations? When do I give them their reminders? It's all done. It's pre-programmed. You're going to see all that tomorrow. It's pretty fascinating how it all works. So again, let's take a look at our filter funnel, as some of you called it. I'd recommend you take a screenshot of this if you haven't grabbed it yet, because this is just a really good way to visualize what we're doing, what each step of the funnel is for, and how we actually get down to the closed transactions. All right, let's take a look at this in another way. So on the top left, you can see this is a screenshot of what one of our Facebook ads can look like. We're going to be doing Facebook ads class on Thursday, so you're going to see these pictures in more detail. This is just a quick little representation of what this looks like. So they start off with a Facebook or an Instagram ad. They click on it, it looks like that. Then it's going to take them to the landing page. So this is an example of one of our agents' landing pages. You'll notice very basic. It just has first name, last name, phone number, email address. So we're giving them the information they need to register. That's it. No videos, no outside links. We don't want to distract them. We just want to capture them so they can become a lead in our funnel. Then it's going to send them to a confirmation page that is telling them that they are registered for the free class. So it says Wednesday, June 5th at 7 p.m. The class will be hosted live on Zoom. All right, so that will just show them that they did complete their registration. Then you'll see in the bottom right, that's just a screenshot of one of our agents actually giving her presentation on Zoom. So it's just reminding you that you gotta show up and you gotta give a really great presentation on Zoom. Wednesday is gonna be all about the presentation. So I'm gonna walk you through exactly how to do it. Then you'll see a screenshot of the calendar. So at the end of the live event, they will have the opportunity to book a call with you directly on your calendar. So we want to give them that opportunity. We want to drop the calendar booking link and let them know they can pick any available time slot. And from there, hopefully your follow-up is really, really good and you keep them moving forward in the process, and you should be able to get 1 to 2 of them to the closing table to become an actual closed transaction. So that's just another visualization of all of the stages of the funnel. So we run Facebook ads in the target market to promote the live webinar. So whatever market you're targeting, it doesn't have to be where you live necessarily. So sometimes I'm looking for people that want to purchase second homes here in Hawaii. So I might advertise in like Seattle or Portland or certain cities in California, because I know we get a lot of people that come from those areas looking for second homes. But it very well might be the actual market that you live in. So wherever your target market is, that's where you want to run your ads. The ads will take them to the landing page with details of the webinar. The landing page only has one goal. We've talked about this already. That goal is simply to collect their information, register them to the webinar. That is how they become a person in your funnel. That is how they become a lead. Yeah, you can definitely run your ads based on zip code. Absolutely. It could be city, county, state, neighborhood, zip code. It just depends on what you're trying to do. The landing page won't have any links or buttons. This is very important. We don't want them to be able to get distracted and move off the landing page before they register. So all we want them to do is submit the form. That's the only button you'll find on the screen. This is how we've optimized the landing page so it can perform at its best. Once they submit the form, they will be taken to a confirmation page. And at the same time, they will be put into a reminder sequence inside of the CRM. Then they can be sent emails and text messages leading up to the webinar with the Zoom link inside. And then of course, at the time of the webinar, you need to be there online hosting your live event. You'll host an hour-long webinar. So you're going to teach for about an hour, and then you want to have 30 minutes reserved for question and answer. So I would write this down. I recommend that you host your webinars on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday at 7 p.m. Okay? These are the 3 dates and times that consistently perform the best. Please don't try to reinvent the wheel. Monday doesn't perform as well. People are not excited about being back at it on a Monday, right? So we don't have great results. Same with Friday. We don't want to do Friday because people are trying to get on with their weekend. They're excited. They don't really want to do school and homework. So there's reasons that we picked these dates and times. Of course, depending on your market, some people that work with seniors. I have a few people that are specifically targeting seniors for reverse mortgages and things like that. They have a little bit more success on the weekends, like daytime. But again, the majority of what we're going to be doing here is going to perform the best Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays at 7 p.m. Then you're going to transition to the pitch. After you host your webinar and you're taught for about an hour, we're going to move you into consultations. So you're going to tell your audience that you are offering consultations, and then you'll drop the booking link in the chat. Now the goal is for you to get 20% of your attendees to book an appointment. They will be able to book that appointment via Calendly, if that's what you're using, or the CRM has a built-in calendar system. It's got a booking tool. That's what I use. I like to use things that are just less is more. So if the system already has it, that's what I'm going to use. So they will book their appointment on your calendar, and then you can decide whether you want to do the appointment on the phone or on Zoom. During the free consultation, you will pitch your VIP home buyers program to make them even more motivated to complete their loan application. So we want to make it easy for them to keep moving forward in the process. So we're giving you something called the VIP Home Buyers Program. You will find that in the school community in the challenge resources. So let's take a quick look at conversion rates. So I recommended that we spend about $500 for a single webinar. That's about the average of what we're seeing that gets really good results. $500 should be able to get you about 50 registrations. From there, you'll get about 30 people that actually show up to the event. From the 30 that show up, you should be able to book 6 appointments on your calendar, and you should be able to close 1 to 2 transactions, all right? So for $500, costs you $500, you should be able to make, it depends, what's your average commission in your market? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys typically make from one transaction? 21,000, 6,000, 10,000. All right, think about your number. You can spend $500 promoting a webinar and make $10,000. Pretty awesome, right? And wouldn't you want to do that over and over and over? Yeah, this was like a big aha moment for me. So what I'm going to do is show you, give me 1 second here, I'm going to switch screens for just a second. We have something called an ROI calculator. All right, can you see my screen that it is now in the school community? Make sure that you see that. Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, so what you need to do is come into school, click on classroom, okay? We have all these different options. Here's your VIP experience. We want to look at challenge resources. Everybody has access to challenge resources, so go ahead and click on that. And we want to click on day 1. Today is day 1, so here's everything that you need for day 1. Okay, webinar funnel ROI calculator. This is a little picture of what it looks like. Then we have a link at the bottom. Click the link. That is going to open up your ROI calculator. And this is something you can play around with and just see kind of how it could work for you. So let's look at buyer leads. Since we have real estate agents and loan officers, and we all work with buyers, so we all are going to be looking for buyer leads here. So let's say you're going to spend $500 on a single webinar, and your average commission per deal is $7,500, right? Let's say that's your average. That means you would have a 15 times return on investment, right, by running that webinar. That's not too bad. Let's look at if you wanted to scale up. Let's say you're going to spend $875 or $870 to promote a webinar, and your average commission is $12,000. That's a 28x. That means you can spend $870 and you'll make $24,000 back. All right. So I do want to give everybody a quick heads up. Some of you are asking about sellers webinars. Yes, I do sellers webinars as well. Now, sellers webinars are more expensive. For whatever reason, Facebook charges more when we're running seller leads, okay? So you're going to have to spend at least, I believe it's like $1,000. There we go. You need to spend about $1,000 for a seller webinar to get the same kinds of numbers that you're getting from a buyer webinar. All right, so if you spend $1,000, you should be able to get 40 leads. 24 will actually show up, 5 appointments, and you should be able to actually get one of them to sign a contract with you. Okay, so play around with this, see what you want to do. It just can help you out, to determine what ad budget you want to start with and kind of what some of the results are that you can expect to get. All right, so let me go back to our other slideshow. Okay. Perfect. So now we're going to move into my favorite part of day one, and that is choosing our webinar topics. So what we're going to do is kind of come together as a group and help each other brainstorm some ideas. I always find we get so many good ideas by putting our heads together than we would on our own. So I'm going to give you some ideas for home buyer webinars, and then I'm going to let you guys kind of have at it and brainstorm your own. So first things first, how many of us here work with buyers? And my lenders, you work with buyers, right? You would agree? You work with buyers, right? Yes? Okay, good. Okay, so lenders and real estate agents, we can all give home buyer classes, okay? So I want you to really think about this, lenders. I know some of you get stuck and you're like, oh, I can only give mortgage classes. It's like, no. You work with buyers. You can give home buyer classes. So the first thing we're going to do is, excuse me, we're going to brainstorm different topics that we could give for working with home buyers. So here's some ideas. Honolulu first-time home buyers, don't make these mistakes when buying a home. I like to use a little bit of fear, right? I like to use just a little bit. It gets people motivated. Stop renting and start owning Honolulu home buyers class. From renter to Honolulu homeowner, learn the essentials in our master class, and Honolulu VA home loan buyers, join our master class and learn how to navigate the home buying process. So a couple things to think about when you're doing a topic. You want to call out the city, the county, or the neighborhood that you want to work in, and you want to tell them what it is, right? So make sure you're using the city, you're using the market, and you're telling them exactly what the class is. So what I'd like to do is have us brainstorm other ideas now. Okay, so this is for home buyers only. We're going to do investors, we're going to do sellers. Right now I just want to do home buyers. Get the right type of mortgage, conventional FHA, VA. Okay, that's good. Okay, some of you are saying down payment assistance. I'm not sure quite what you mean. That would not be a good topic. Just call it down payment assistance. People won't know what that means. So you might want to do something like the 5 ways to get home buying assistance in Honolulu when buying your first house, right? That would be a better topic than just something called down payment assistance. You can buy with as little as 0% down. Okay, let's expand that a little bit, Erica. I can buy what with as little as 0 down, and I can buy it where, right? Remember, every topic should tell you exactly what it is and where it is, okay? Upsizing or downsizing into a new home. Sarah, let's rework that. That's an incomplete thought, but you're on the right track. You didn't tell me where, right? You didn't tell me how. New construction. Stephanie, let's turn that into an idea. First-time homebuyers masterclass on how to get down payment assistance in Florida. Bingo! Lizzie nailed it. That's exactly what I want to hear. Okay, I see a topic, newly divorced, okay? We need more information there. Newly divorced what? What do you want them to do? Where do you want them to do it? What are you teaching them? How much money do you really need to put down to buy a home? Okay, Amy, we're halfway there. Where? How much money do you really need in Honolulu to put down on a new home? Learn more in this master class, right? 1031 exchange options and advantages. Birdwell. That is also an incomplete thought, although I do like you're on the right track. You could go into that in a little bit more detail. That'd be super helpful. city right size living for this phase of life. I would rework that. I think we're missing a couple things. How to find your ideal home in Honolulu, okay? First time home buyers. Brandon, I think we can do some more work on that. You're not telling me anything about what you want to teach them, right? And you're not telling me where the class is going to be, what city, what neighborhood, what county. The Buyer's Guide to Relocating to Central Florida. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let's see, move up or move out. We help veterans. Okay, you help veterans do what? And where do you help them? Okay, you guys seeing a theme? I'm calling out the same thing. We need to say where. Okay, you need to put your market in the title. Put your market in the title. Okay, give me something that's compelling that would make people want to sign up for this class. Like the 5 mistakes to avoid when buying your home in Honolulu, Hawaii. That's compelling. All right. The home buying process explained start to finish. Okay, that is missing key components. So let's try again. How to buy a home in South Carolina with less money out of pocket, the 2026 guide. Good, I like it. Build peace of mind in your financial legacy through home ownership. Cool. Where are we doing this? We want to get really specific. That's how you'll connect with the right people. Get money to buy a home. Learn how to qualify. Where? Learn how to buy a new construction home. Where? Attention investors. Utilize DSCR financing to purchase your next investment property. All right, David, I get people like wanting to do the DSCR class, which I think is awesome, by the way. The problem is people don't know what DSCR is. So I would challenge you to rewrite your headline in a way that explains what it is without having to know what a DSCR loan is, okay? So redo that for me, see if you can come up with something a little bit tighter. How to buy a home even if rates feel high, okay? Where? Buying your first home in Tucson without feeling overwhelmed, okay, not bad. Military PCS moves to Joint Base San Antonio, okay, not bad. Learn how to purchase a home with little to zero down in Las Vegas. Very good. Love it. Get 4% in lender credits when buying a new home. Where? So you know where. Where are we doing this? Transitioning for empty nesters. Okay, Yvette, that is an incomplete thought. Let's rework that. You didn't tell me what or where. Am I ready to buy a home in Los Angeles? Join our masterclass to see the roadmap. Okay, not bad. Build your financial legacy, not your landlord's. Sandra, where? 5 ways to become a certified home buyer in Rancho Cucamonga. Very good. Thank you for telling me what, and thank you for telling me where. Buying new construction in Central Florida. What about it? What about it, Ileana? Let's try that a little, make that a little bit more specific. How to buy and sell a home at the same time in San Diego. Great, that's great, Sarah. Helping heirs sell their parents' home. Yvette, where? Where are we doing that? How to buy a home in Hawaii with less money than you think. Okay, very good. How to buy a home in Fairfield County in a competitive market. What monthly payment can you really afford? Okay, Valerie, let's rethink this. Monthly payment for what? Am I buying a car? Am I paying my credit card bills? Is this a debt consolidation class? I don't know. If you could please redo that so we can be a little bit more clear. Free class on taking the fear out of buying property in Florida from A to Z. Okay. 3 easy steps. Getting pre-approved to buy a home in Sacramento, California. Learn about lender closing credits for VA loans in Colorado Springs. Maybe even, I think that's great, Tina, but maybe you could even try something like the 3 myths to learn regarding the VA loan in Colorado Springs, right? I always like to give people like a number of things that they're going to be learning. The 5 ways to get home buying assistance in New Jersey. Very good. Love it. Or you can even do the 5 mistakes to avoid when getting home buyer assistance in New Jersey. A little bit of fear is very motivating. From Mexico to San Diego, how to invest in San Diego real estate. Very good. Considering a relocation to Houston, Texas, don't make these 5 mistakes. Give me a number. Downsizing in Los Angeles should not be scary. Join our masterclass and create a plan. So downsizing, make sure you're letting them know this is for homes. I would say the more clear we can get, the better. Don't let a 20% down payment stand in your way. See if you qualify for the California Dream for All program, available now, first generation buyers. Okay. What sellers are doing, we're not doing sellers right now. Considering a seamless relocation to Houston, Texas, avoid these common mistakes. Great. All right. We have so many, you guys. This is awesome. I think we're getting the hang of it. We want to put our location in there. We want to put the what, the why. Los Angeles first-time home buyers, don't make these mistakes when buying a home. The 7-step roadmap from RC renter to homeowner. Very good. All right, cool. So those of you that want to work with buyers, do you feel like you have a topic that you can use to create a buyer's webinar? Anyone that wants to work with buyers, do you have one idea that you can build a presentation around? Perfect. Write it down in your notes and circle it. Write down buyer's presentation and your topic. Okay, so now we all have the hang of the formula, right? We gotta say what it is. What are we doing? Where are we doing it? What are we gonna learn? Let's move into some investor brainstorming ideas for those of you that want to work with investors. So, become a savvy Honolulu real estate investor with our comprehensive home buying masterclass. Honolulu Real Estate Investing 101. Learn the basics with our masterclass. Investing in Honolulu Airbnb properties. Everything you need to know in our masterclass. Okay, let's do it. You guys know what to do. Let's brainstorm some investor webinar ideas. 5 indicators a Rancho Cucamonga property is a cash flow gold mine. Love it. Very good. 5 things Zillow won't tell you about buying investment properties in Rancho Cucamonga. Make sure we don't just use the word buying, because it could be buying stocks, buying crypto, buying cars. Make sure you're saying buying investment properties. How to buy investment property at Maui in today's market. Okay, maybe do something even tighter, like the 5 things to know when buying investment properties in Maui in today's market. Philly investors, how to buy your next house with no DTI requirements. Okay, avoid using acronyms. Okay, don't assume that people know what DTI is. We know what it is, but don't assume that they do. And just because they don't know doesn't mean they don't have the money to do it. So make sure you reword that and explain what DTI is. Don't pay taxes when you sell your Gainesville, Florida investment property. Everything you need to know in our masterclass. Orange County investors, tired of banks saying no? Discover creative financing options using real cash flow, not just tax returns. Great. From first property to portfolio, Memphis Real Estate Investor Masterclass. From 100,000 to long-term wealth, Central Florida real estate investing. All right, cool. I know that a lot of you guys love working with investors. How do you feel about this? Do we have a topic that we can move forward with if we want to work with investors. You guys feel good about it? Perfect. I love it. Write it down. Okay, write it down. 5 things you need to know if you are investing in the real estate market in Las Vegas. Perfect. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right, and now we're going to do a brainstorm on seller topics. I'd save up to $50,000 on your next Honolulu home purchase. How to sell your home for top dollar in Honolulu. Don't make these costly mistakes when selling your home in Honolulu. Discover how Honolulu homeowners are selling their homes for top dollar. All right, let's do some sellers brainstorming. I like this one too for investors. Learn the most important 5 keys to avoid when investing in South Jersey. Love it. 3 ways to sell your home and keep your low interest rate in Rancho Cucamonga. Very good. I like that. I would be very interested to know that. What else can we do to attract sellers? What not to upgrade when selling your Gainesville, Florida home. Join our free masterclass and find out. That's great because a lot of people will be over maybe a year out when they know that they're going to be ready to sell, and they're thinking about doing renovations or fixes, and this could be a perfect class to find people who are in those early stages. The longer you wait to list, the more expensive it is. Okay, but list what? What are we listing? eBay sales, right? The longer you wait to list your home for sale in Honolulu, the more expensive it is. So please don't forget, be specific about, this is where you'll miss, right? People will do their Facebook advertising and they'll be promoting an incomplete idea. And then they'll wonder why they didn't get as many registrations and signups. So I'm not trying to be overly hard on your ideas. They're great ideas, but we need to be complete. We need to have complete thoughts. I want you guys to make sure that when you put money behind your ads, that you actually are able to generate traffic on it. 5 ways to sell your property quickly and competitively in Boulder, Colorado. That's great. The top 10 things to do to get your home ready for sale in Massachusetts. Don't make these 5 mistakes when selling your home in Tracy, California. 5 ways to sell your mom's home in Bloomington, Minnesota. Cool. Don't leave a single dollar behind when you sell your home in Tampa. Good. We are getting the hang of this now, guys. Thank you. You guys are you're coming in for a landing. 5 reasons certified listings sell for 7% more in Rancho Cucamonga. Cool. Top 5 improvements to consider when selling your East Bay home. Learn how to get the most bang for your buck when selling your house in Las Vegas. Do not make these costly mistakes. 5 things you must invest in to maximize your profit when you sell your Denver home. 5 steps to a certified sale. Okay, good. Seller Masterclass. Learn how to market your property for top dollar in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Why luxury homes don't sell in Malibu and how to avoid $1 million mistakes. Selling your home in Pinellas County. Learn how to port your property tax to your new address. Very cool. All right, these are great. 5 ways to net the most money when selling your home in Launiapoco. How to prep your home to sell in Cowlitz County to attract buyers and sell fast. What do you think, you guys? How do you feel about this? Do we have at least one idea that we can build a presentation around if we want to work with sellers? Perfect. Write it down. So now we have 3 different categories. We have a topic for buyers, a topic for investors, and a topic for sellers. And you maybe even have multiples, because I love doing the group brainstorming session. All right, well good. I'm glad that we have that done, because this is super important, because everything we do for the rest of the week is going to revolve around these topics. It is now time to look at our homework for tomorrow. Okay, the first thing I want you to do, which I mentioned earlier in the class, I want you guys to look at your Facebook or your Instagram. I just want you to scroll your feed and look at people that are in your industry, and I want you to take note of what they're posting. What does the general vibe of the real estate advertising look like? All right, I'm gonna ask a couple people to come off on the microphone tomorrow and share with everybody else. So really look, see what you find. So take the time to just analyze a couple accounts and report back. Simple, okay? The other thing we need to do, I need everyone to sign up for the Webinar CRM 7-day free trial, okay? Do that right now. Do it before class tomorrow. The link is in the chat. You must have a Webinar CRM free trial activated tomorrow to be able to participate in tomorrow's training class, okay? You can also find the link inside of school under Classroom Resource Links and Webinar CRM. Now, Webinar CRM is typically $97 per month. If you were to kind of stumble upon it on your own, but when you do the link through this training, it's preloaded, and you're gonna get a 7-day free trial, and then we're gonna get you a discount of $84 per month. So please make sure that you create a post inside of school letting us know that you did the homework. Now, some of you have asked, hey, if I have a Go High Level account, can I use that? The answer is yes, because Webinar CRM is powered by Go High Level. If you already have your own Go High Level account, we have instructions for you on how to import the funnel into your Go High Level account. That is under day 1 challenge resources, okay? So make sure that everybody gets their Webinar CRM one way or another up and running before tomorrow. Now, I also recommend tomorrow, if you have the option to join in from 2 screens, tomorrow would be a great day to do that. We are going to do some hands-on technology setup tomorrow, and I find it's much easier to follow along when you have 2 different screens that you can work from. So if you have that option, go ahead and do that. If not, don't worry, we'll make sure you have everything that you need as well. It'll just be a little bit easier if you can do the 2 screens. All right, so what's waiting for you inside of Webinar CRM? Well, you're gonna see all of the pipeline stages for lead management. You're gonna see the high converting funnel in there, so the landing pages, confirmation page, the replay page, the join page, and the booking page are in there. You will see all of the email and text message reminder sequences and the calendar booking tool to get those appointments booked on autopilot. I recommend you go in there and take a look, but please don't delete anything, don't make any changes. It's really hard for us to put things back if you accidentally delete your funnel pages. So I wouldn't do too much playing around until you have the opportunity to learn how to use the system. So tomorrow we're going to be going over the power of automation with Webinar CRM. We're going to be showing you the pipeline stages of lead management. We're going to be walking through landing pages and thank you pages and all of the reminder sequences. It's going to be a lot of technical information tomorrow, so make sure you show up ready to take really good notes and be ready to learn. All right, we've done it. We have finished day 1. Congratulations, everybody. Now's the time to raise your hand and ask questions. So if you have any questions about webinar topics, anything that we covered in class today, Any general questions about running a sales funnel, I'm here to answer those for you right now. I want to let everybody know that I will prioritize questions to people who have their camera on. So I will always take questions from people whose cameras are on first, and after that we will move to people whose cameras are off, okay? All right, we want to try to keep these questions around a minute each as well, so we can have enough time for other people to answer. You can also ask questions in the chat. So let's start out with David. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey there, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Thank you. Hey, so quick question. When we're spending the ad spend on Facebook, is it going to Instagram as well, or is that separate?
Yeah, so the way Meta works is their own algorithm pushes out the ad where they think it's going to have the best chance of success. I don't really know how they figure out where it's going to go, but yes, your ad can be shown on Facebook, it can be shown on Instagram, it could even be shown on WhatsApp. You know, whatever the Meta platform owns, that's where your ads could end up.
Okay, great, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, Jack, go ahead and unmute.
Yes, good evening, Stacey. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
Good, thank you for the class. I mean, it's really exciting. The one concern that I would have, if I can call it a concern, is I'm no computer genius. You know, sometimes I get a little intimidated when it's time to do new things on the computer. If my son or my daughter's not around, then I get a little nervous, I guess I should say. But I'm liking what I see so far, what you're showing me makes a lot of sense. But you know, being able to put up the two, when you said two screens, it blew me away. How do you put two screens up? So, I mean, I have my screen in my phone and I get an echo. So, you know, I'm probably need a little help in that regard.
Yeah, so for tomorrow, two screens is not necessary. We do have a way to help you complete the homework tomorrow without having two screens, but some people, for example, on my setup right now, I have my laptop screen and then I have a secondary computer screen that is tethered to my laptop, so I do have two completely different screens so I can do different things. If you don't have that capability, don't worry about it. You will be able to still complete everything that you need to complete tomorrow without having two screens. It's just those people that have that set up, I wanted to give them that option to have that activated tomorrow because it might just make things a little bit easier for them. In terms of not being very tech savvy, I totally understand that. And that's why I recommend you take really good notes, take lots of screenshots throughout the class, and VIP might become a good option for you if you feel like you need to be going back and reviewing some of the course material, so you can pause, start, stop, and kind of go back through the material. So just keep that in the back of your mind. You can always upgrade to VIP later.
Okay, all right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's go to Stuart. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi, Stacey. Great information. This is good. I've been an agent for a long time. I had a question regarding the Zoom webinar CRM versus Go High Level. Obviously, the webinar CRM will do everything inside this box. Is it your recommendation to have Go High Level and then add that, and use that Go High Level as your primary CRM, because you're going to want to follow up with these leads ongoing, obviously. So I don't know how those marry together. So what's your recommendation there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So first off, if you already have Go High Level, I'm not sure if you do. Some people use Go High Level already. So it's important to understand that the webinar CRM is actually powered by Go High Level. So if you already have Go High Level that you're using, you don't necessarily need to also get a webinar CRM account. We can actually help you bring the funnel into your Go High Level account that you already have. And that is located in day one of Challenge Resources. If you don't already have Go High Level, then we recommend you activate the webinar CRM free trial. And that's basically a version of Go High Level, but it's built specifically to run this funnel. So it has advanced features built into it that the normal Go High Level accounts don't have, because it was custom built to run the funnel. Now, you can continue to use the webinar CRM as your follow-up CRM for your clients. And you can also continue to use whatever CRM you're currently using in your real estate business. For example, I use a different CRM for my real estate clients after I've taken them through the funnel and they actually become a client of mine. So I basically keep all of my webinar leads and clients and follow-up in webinar CRM until someone becomes an actual client. Then I move them into my primary real estate CRM so I can send them property alerts, valuations, different things like that. So I actually run both simultaneously.
Yeah, I use Go High Level in another business, and I just didn't know what if that was the best thing to do is start real estate, because I have another CRM in real estate. So I like the idea of keeping these separate in this lead funnel of your webinars. No, okay, perfect. Thank you, Stacy,
Okay,
so much.
you're welcome. Okay, Renee, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey there.
Hello.
Gosh, now I forgot my question. I'm sorry. I was thinking about. I'm also not technical, and I do have a Go High Level, but it's brand new. I haven't used it yet. I'm still learning. I've been watching. There's a 12-hour video, so I've been watching that video. I think I've done 3 or 4 hours so far. So if I can use that tomorrow, right?
Yes, so you'll have to import, it's called a snapshot. You'll have to import the snapshots into your high level account. There's instructions for how to do that under challenge resources day 1. So go into the school community challenge resources day 1. It'll show you exactly how you can pull all of the funnel pages that we've already built out into your high level account.
Okay.
Yep, so just make sure you have that done before tomorrow.
I'll do my best. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, and then let's go to Elizabeth. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah. Hi, Stacy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What, besides getting the free trial, what else should we do? Is there anything we need to, if we're using Webinar CRM, the free trial, should we preload anything? Anything has to be loaded in there?
No, you don't have to do anything. All you need to do is make sure that trial is activated and you can access it at class tomorrow. Everything else we're going to be doing step by step together. So we're going to show you how to change your name and how to add a picture and how to customize it, how to set webinar dates and webinar times and everything like that. So all you really need to do is activate that free trial before tomorrow, so you can be ready to go using the webinar CRM.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right. What other questions do we have? Let me know. We have time for like maybe one more. If somebody wanted to raise their hand. I know I had a question. I think it was in the chat. We were looking at the cost of different things. So yes, the webinar CRM does have a monthly fee. So think about the webinar CRM is your tool that runs the funnel, right? So you guys all came to class. That was your $47 ticket or your VIP ticket. That's to learn the information. But you do need to have the subscription to webinar CRM to be able to run your funnel. So that will be $84 per month. There will also be, you'll see, it's going to want to create like a little reserve account in webinar CRM that you can send text messages from. I think it's like 1 cent per text message. So you'll see that as a small little like account that it creates for you. So every time the system sends out a text message, it needs to be able to pull from somewhere. So it's going to create like a little account. It's like 1 cent per text message. I'm trying to just give you guys an overview of all the costs that you'll need to know about. The only other thing I think we need to be aware of is you need a Zoom account. So you're gonna need Zoom Pro because the free account doesn't give us enough time to run a full webinar. So you'll need a Zoom Pro account, and then you'll need your advertising budget. So I just want to make sure we're clear of what it costs to actually fully run a funnel. Okay. All right. That is it, everybody. We did it. We made it through day one. Sorry, I know 2 people raised their hands at the very end. Do me a favor, go into the school community right now and drop your question in there so we can get it answered. I want to make sure that you guys do get those questions answered. Hopefully you guys had a great day one. I know we did a lot today and we're going to do even more tomorrow. So just come same time tomorrow.